Ladies and gentlemen, they've just announced a new event. It's going to be interesting to see. Obviously, you get a choice of three. You could either really go into the Blue Eyes event, the potential branded event, or the Snake Eyes. It's entirely your decision. Obviously, the good thing is they're kind of nerfed down, I suppose. I have chose to go Dark and Water. Personally, I don't really fancy playing up against Blue Eyes every single duel. I feel like Dark and Water might have some variety, maybe potentially seeing Ice Barriers more. But I'd probably run Red Eyes for the event anyway. So speaking of loner decks, let's see what they're providing us. So, in the Water and Dark event, we have the Marincess cards, which is actually to be expected. Marincess pretty solid. By equipping by having the field spell, you can equip monsters. So when you link summon a Marincess monster to the extra monster zone, except during the damage step, you can equip the 3 Marincess link monsters with different names from your graveyard to the link monster. Ideally, when you get Argonaut out as well, during your opponent's summon a spell trap is activated, you can special summon one of your Marincess monster cards equipped to this card, and if you do, negate the activated effect. Pretty solid. I ain't gonna lie, I've had it be used before against me. Not a deck particularly I want to use. They are showcasing the Sharks, so I feel like that would be interesting, especially with like the newer cards of Shark Drake, Levies. I'm gonna be honest, these cards are pretty deadly. By using Levies, yeah, once per turn, quick effect, you can detach from material, then target one effect monster your opponent controls, negate its effects, and if you do, its attack and defense becomes 0. Taking that into account, this card can make a second attack during each battle phase. Also, if it attacks a defense position, also flip piercing battle damage to your opponent. I do believe there is a way of cranking up the attack furthermore. I think... I can't remember which one it is. But there is a way of being able to increase the monster's attack. But yeah. We will have an event where we showcase these type of decks in one of the streams upcoming this week. We also have Phantom Knights along with, you know, the Burning Abyss. I am a big lover of Dark Rebellion. Dark Rebellion is probably one of my favorite XZ cards, period. Maybe we'll showcase it, maybe we won't. We'll see. We'll play test them all. If you are going to be going into the Light and Earth event, the loner decks you will get from here are the Beastly Battlers, which includes the Zodiac play leading into XZs, finishing on a potential Zeus. There is one time I've actually got Boa Boar. Basically, when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent while it has 12 or more materials, you can send as many cards as possible from your opponent's hand and field to the graveyard. Then change it. I thought there was a one where you can instantly win. Maybe I'm tripping. I thought... Can we... I thought there was one that could instantly win. Yeah, maybe. Okay, maybe I'm tripping. I never really ran the Zodiacs. I played with them a while back ago where I used... Unless it was bringing out Boa Boar with the effect. This gains attack equal. This can attack directly. Send as many you can send as many cards as possible from your opponent's hand and field to the grave. To be honest, it's still a pretty solid play because if you attack directly, trigger the effect, and remove, then you're still playing the Zeus regardless. But I think I got that off once. Then you have the Defiant Martial Knight, which is the heroic. I don't know if these are going to be that good personally. Obviously, could be better, could be worse. ABC. In the last stream we had this cooked. Genuinely, this deck is so underestimated. That's going to pop off. I think you're going to see a lot of that. It's interesting they didn't put Blue Eyes in there, though. Knowing that Blue Eyes is kind of like the go-to at this point. So, in terms of our loner deck builds, we have the Zodiacs for Earth, and then we have our Earth's a Heroic Challenger, and then Light. You would have thought they would have gave you 4 decks. I feel like it's a little bit on the bias, unless they knew Blue Eyes was just going to get used regardless anyway. But yeah. And then we have the Fire Wind event, providing ourselves Lyrilisk. If you're unfamiliar with those cards, they were quite popular when the game first started. If you are going to end up playing against Magispector in this tier, like in this kind of subcategory, avoid Kirin. So basically, quick effect, you can tag one pendulum monster in your monster zone and one monster your opponent controls turn into the hand. But this is a quick effect. Do you know how stressful? And when I used to play Link Evolution, this was one of the most stressful cards I'd ever come up across when it comes to Magic Spectre. Brutal. And then we have, obviously, the structure deck. You kind of get, but I don't think you get all the necessary cards, which is Salamangreat. Very good deck. Especially being able to play off of itself. You can tag one link monster in your opponent's grave, special summon to your opponent's field. And then if this card is linked to a special summon to your opponent's field, except your own damage, so you can tag one of those monsters and flip damage to your opponent equal. I do believe this can nuke the board, yeah. If this card is linked summoned using Salamangreat Pyro Phoenix as material, which you'd use the field spell to be able to do that, because if you control a monster, you can link summon the same monster off of itself. So if you do use Pyro Phoenix, you'll be able to destroy all cards your opponent controls. Pretty solid, but problem is, most people are not going to be running the loner deck. So in terms of loner decks, do I think they're good? No. You're probably better off just running Blue Eyes if that's what you've built, or running Branded, or even running Trish Ice Barrier. That's the one. But overall, do I think it's going to be a good event? Yeah. I want to kind of see what we've got in terms of Dark and Water. What did they ban? Oh, Blue Eyes is banned. Okay. Oh, no, of course Blue Eyes is banned. Duh. I'm not looking at the Light and Earth. Let's see. Okay, Stardust, Winged Dragon of Ra. So, I kind of wish it just shown the forbidden cards that were in that kind of subcategory. Like, obviously, we're kind of aware that all darks and stuff will be banned. It's a fucking light event. You know what I mean? But, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. I just kind of wish it was a bit less bland on showing what was banned. It's like, these are all self-explanatory. I want to know what fire cards were banned. You know, can you filter it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Fire. Okay, so you could do it like that. So, Crooked Cook is banned, to be expected. Hydra's banned, thank fuck. For that being a really shitty event. Let's see what we've got for Wind. Huh? Oh, it's just the statue. Oh, and Spell Canceller, okay. And then limited Snake Eye Ashes at 1, along with the Unicorn being at 1. Even still, it's still playable. You know what I mean? And then Airlifter is at 2. Personally, I do think a fire build will go hard in that kind of subcategory, personally. Let us go back and we'll check the Dark and Water. I'm kind of rushing through this because I'm supposed to be streaming literally right now. So I apologise for the lateness, everyone. What are we in? Water and... I personally think Light and Dark would have been better together. Dark and Water. Okay, Dark and Water. So, Cyberstein. Tyrant. Okay. I'm just trying to see if there's anything actually popular. Obviously, the statues, Vanity's Fiend. Thank fuck they're gone. Calamity. These are all kind of pretty much banned anyway as it is. Nothing major is popping out. Okay. Lab. Lab being hit is a plus. At least I don't have to deal with that shit if I choose to go with that one. Probably won't. Oh, no, wait. I am in the Dark and Water one. Yeah. To be honest, these are looking pretty sick. I don't really know what decks we're likely to see other than, like, Barrion and whatnot. Barriers. Okay. Spirit of Your Bell was at 1. That's not too bad. I might run... we'll see. You got the Exodia cards as well. All at 1, which is... They're at 1 anyway. Imagine if they just limited, like, 4 of them and then the head was banned. Kind of funny. So, see, Lab... I don't think Lab would be that great. Like, considering you've lost Lovely and Lady... What's that? Like, Merle's banned as normal anyway. But even still, putting Rhino Heart to 1 and Havnis at 1. It's going to be interesting. Without a doubt. It's going to be very interesting. And then finally, we have... Oh, wait. Have we been through them all? I'm too busy seeing the chat. I'm seeing the chat. Yeah, we've been over Fire and Wind. Light and Earth. Did we? I don't know. I don't think we did this one. I'm looking at chat and everyone's kind of waiting on me, so I'm so sorry. Right, Light and Earth. In terms of band, okay, Barrier Statue, Diner's gone, Rayo, mate, all the fucking stun cards are gone, thank God. Maxi, thank God. It would seem a bit weird to play that in the event. Baguska, this is good. Voiceless is gone, yes. Limited. Spirit has been limited to 1, though. Along with, well, Gamma's at 1 anyway. I think running Gamma probably would be more beneficial, without doubt. Engraver. So there's still going to be some possibilities. The only problem is if Maiden goes bye-bye on a cool buy, for example. Yeah, he ain't got nothing. And then Pearly at 2. All right, ladies and gents, let me know what you think in the comments below. It'd be greatly appreciated. And let's look forward to the new event. I better get started this stream. All right. That is what we're going to do. I'm going to try and set up a duel room for this event. And we will see what happens, really. Trial run. Find out what the members are playing anyway. Take care. Peace.